Okay, with the Ukraine, that's led by homosexual witches that are also the fox hunting community in Britain. Alright, they're the bad side of the upper classes. Thankfully, they're not all like that. You have the good ones like Arthur Scargill, Churchills, and the Royals. Okay, so with the Ukraine, that's led by the EU. That's a homosexual group. No girls allowed. It's actually voodoo that created the Holocaust, then blamed Europe, the European and German people, when it had nothing to do with them. Now there's poisons throughout Europe to hurt them even further after being blamed for the Holocaust, killed by the Holocaust created by homosexual paedophiles. So with the Ukraine war against Russia, you have to look at the situation before that. Right now, the Ukraine is the EU, right, and they've filled France with Africans. There's about 4 million Africans in central France right now that have been brought in by a homosexual witches group to attack the Queen's people in France and steal their property, banks, car, everything. Right, so this is, this then became the Ukraine. And the Ukraine is now attacking Russia. Ukraine is importing millions of Africans into France before the Ukraine-Russian war. Do you think that's a just thing to do? Is legitimate? Legitimate, is it? Does that give them the right to go and attack Russia as well? Does anyone support that? And if you do, should you go to prison? Leave France alone. So, the head of the EU is a homosexual paedophiles group. Right? They're all kind of lawyers. And they run the Ukraine. They filled France with Africans. They don't like anything to do with the West, especially the art world that adores women. The gays can't stand that. They're always having a revolution in France about this, attacking the art world because it adores women. Okay, so the head of the EU, homosexual witches, that lead the Ukraine army right now. Well, the same group are also ACME Demolition that did 9/11 to attack America. Okay, they also did the 7/7 bombings in London and blamed Pakistanis when it was really homosexuals and Africans that did the 7/7 bombings. Now they're running the Ukraine army, and they're like animals attacking people because there's women around. And like a predator, they're invading Russia. Right? And they're attacking everyone. Ukraine hates everyone. Look at France. France is nearly destroyed because of Ukraine. And these gay paedophiles that are running the EU. They're also known as the anti-art world. And the anti-art world is run by a whole load of gay paedophiles. No girls allowed is the EU. They're also the 18 sex laws, but behind the curtains, the EU, all the head lawyers in Europe, they're all gay paedophiles that founding anti-art world that created the EU. The anti-art world is a group of gay paedophiles that then are all the lawyers in Europe and Central Europe, and they became the EU. That's now calling all the people in Europe, the white people, are getting called paedophiles by the Law Society, and now these homosexual paedophile witches are now importing Africans into France in a vigilante attack organised by incestuous gays with 5-year-olds controlling the Africans. No girls allowed, especially in France, getting very attacked in that manner. Now they're homosexual witches, 6'4", controlling the Ukraine military, and they're going for Russia. We must not fund this at all. If you do, you need to go and move into a zoo where you belong. So if you're funding and supporting Ukraine just because, and that you support Ukraine's war against Russia just because you're supporting a war against women, beautiful women, and the fashion industry, and also the dance industry, literature, modernization, modernity, NASA. Okay, so if you support Ukraine that wants to destroy that, as they've done in France and England and America, okay, so if you support that, then you, well, we're now learning about what's happened to France before the Ukraine-Russian war, and what's happened to France is being attacked by an incestuous homosexual group that they just cannot live in France, because France is a developed country. It's also, where, all the main institutions like medicine, art, morality and literature and the arts have been very developed in France. So when visitors come along, they can either adapt, but then we also have enemies that can't adapt, and instead they're attacking only because of the art, which humbly embraces them and gives them benefits and everything. So we no hurt anyone. Even so, we get attacked. Okay, so so the Ukraine is actually the EU. EU is run by homosexual paedophiles, a witches group. Right, now, they are... So here's some more about the homosexual paedophiles, No Girls Allowed group, that have filled France with Africans. And now these homosexual paedophiles are running the Ukrainian military, attacking Russia in an attack that Ukraine started. Had nothing to do with Russia at all. Russia was not attacking Ukraine. Always Ukraine is attacking Russia. Right? Just like the EU is attacking France, Britain, Ireland, and they want to close all relationships with America, because America is an ascending country. It's advancing, and the homosexual paedophiles are all about a starvation program, 158 different ways. Okay, so about these homosexual paedophiles, witches that are running the EU and the Ukraine. They're running the Ukraine military right now. Right now, these homosexuals are brutalizing Ukrainian women. Ukrainian women currently are getting raped, and then this documented, and then this spread around the world on the internet. They're young Ukrainian girls, some aged 7, 8, 9, getting raped by Ukrainian men because they got no respect for women. The No Girls Allowed group that run the Ukrainian army. They're raping Ukrainian girls. There are no girls allowed, extremely unwell. The Ukrainian army also hates Sweden, France, Italy, Spain, America, Ireland, England, Australia, India, Thailand. Okay, so Ukrainian is homosexuality, fox hunting from Africa, and the fox is the fashion industry and women. And they brought this to the Ukrainian military that are raping the Ukrainian girls aged 8 years old in totally non-consensual sex. She's getting no joy out of this at all. She's screaming help. She feels like she's dying, getting brutally dying like that. The Ukrainian army are raping her. They're paedophiles like the worst of the worst is Zelensky that runs all of that.